almost every sound that you make on this instrument, it's as though you dreamed that sound, you know? It was an era of dreams and of this exploration of the dream world that poetry creates, and that's what the music does, I think. In the mazurkas, for example, they beautifully show himself lost in reminiscences, of course, of Poland. And this instrument just has a way of making the sounds feel unreal again. And for me, that's what was a great joy to tap into on stage. Yeah, this was very challenging, I have to say. I mean, the sonata is, it feels huge. Yeah, and this funeral march sonata, of course, you can never stop giving 120% energy. And that was a big challenge, yeah. And I mean, you can feel that in writing this piece, Chopin, it was like it was as though he was like a pressure tank, and he just needed to let go of some almost demonic force, you know, to follow up this monumental first movement, which itself is like a ballade, with the scherzo in the second movement, you know. So I think it was a huge emotional lift, as it always is. And then to quickly change with these miniature pieces, with the mazurkas and the waltz, where it's so much about these quicksilver changes from one phrase to the next, one color to the next. So being able to work on the monumental scale with the sonata and then on the miniature scale with the mazurkas and waltzes, I mean, I think that was the big challenge for this round, yeah. Like I've been saying, I think the goal of playing Chopin on his instruments is to make us feel this music again as being new and as living in our time. And he was such a daring composer in the way he imagined sound. And he was able, I think it might have been Debussy who said that Chopin was great because he could imagine everything through his piano. And so I do involve myself with contemporary music, and because I love this feeling of exploration, of hearing something that we haven't heard before. And I do feel that everything that I hear in contemporary music today bears an influence, it comes to influence how I hear Chopin, because I can hear how Chopin, using the piano, was able to imagine colors and a way of using the overtones of sound, of acoustics. He kind of figured it all out in his own way. And of course, the spirit of sort of adventure that animates both things. I mean, there is something experimental about playing 19th century pianos, because they may be very different from each other. They might be very different one day and the next day. And it's letting go of this feeling that there is something that has to be done perfectly in one way. And it's more this feeling of, let's partner with the moment, partner with the instrument, and let's create the music afresh. And I think it's the most wonderful thing when you hear a piece by Chopin that's even very familiar to you, but it feels like you're hearing it for the first time, and yet it also feels like you've always known it. So it's this mixture of feeling at home with the music, and then also being confronted with the music's radical poetic thesis all over again. And that's kind of the excitement for me, yeah. Oh, with the concerto. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah.